Yo, Goza guy. However you pronounce your name, I'm just gonna call you Guy. This video I made exclusively for you so you can get a bird's eye view of the issues I'm having with your mod, Hotbar Swapper. Now, this here is pretty much a list of everything with the exception of this middle part here I'm going to be talking to you about in this video. I will try to keep it as short as possible. I know we all have things to do. I just wanted you to see things. So now that you know, let's go ahead and get things started. So, don't mind the background noise. I live in a crazy neighborhood. So, Guy, as you can see, this is my single player session I'm playing. And, your mod, Hotbar Swapper, is involved, but you're not going to be able to see that here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to return to the main menu and show you. This is my way of showing you that the session that I'm playing does work, and the only mod in there that's not working is yours. As you can see, it's the second on the list. Now, I have a long list of mods that I'm using, yes, but I can assure you that yours is the only one that messes with controls to the degree that you do. I mean, so as you can see, that's where that was showing that I was using, excuse me, that was showing you that your mod is in there. The next thing I'm going to show you is that my session works without any mods. So, Guy, if this video seems strange, I was trying to outsmart my computer by using this game DVR thing from Microsoft to create a video, which I've created 2 other clips so far, which you've already watched, and it's bound only to applications though, so I can't show you my input settings among other things that was on that initial list that I had in the first clip. So unfortunately that thwarts some of my plans for this video, but it doesn't get rid of the main point of this video, which I'm going to be showing you in this final piece of the video that I'm making for you. So, Guy, I already showed you that your mod, ironically, was working fine with like 70 other mods in my original data. Now, what I did was I pretty much already made backups of all of my data, and including my settings, so for the server that I was using. And I pretty much recreated new ones with a clean slate. So as you can see on this main menu here, I muted the sound so you can hear me better. The only mod that's going to be running now is yours, Hotbar Swapper. And I've already tested this before I made this video. And what ironically happens, as you're about to see, is that the game will crash. I will happily, if I need to, upload the input settings in my Windows No Editor folder, my clean source configs folder right next to it, and even the default INI, default input INI, excuse me, which is located in shooter game configs. I believe that's for servers. All 3 of those I have messed with. I put pluses in front of those settings that I copied and pasted directly from your mod page on the default input INI. Did not work. I also tried pasting that same information without the pluses into both of my input files, excuse me, in both the Windows No Editor and the clean source config. Nothing works. And that was when I was using it with several, like 70 other mods. So, but yeah, ironically, when I run that with just your mod, it will crash. But yet when I run ARC without any mods, it runs fine. I run it with 70 other mods, including yours, it runs fine. But now it doesn't even run at all. So you're saying that your mod is working fine, but as I'm about to show you, let me show you. I do apologize. I didn't expect for the error code to not appear in that last clip, so it'll appear starting right now in this next one I record with my phone. This here is the original input INI settings I have for my server. So this is also the one I do believe I uploaded to you on Pastebin, I believe you called it. Now, mind you, I did not mess with any of this stuff. I never touched the input settings at all until I started using your hotbar swapper mod. So all this stuff I'm showing you before and during and after this clip here is all stuff the way it is, you know, as it's always been without me messing with it, with the exceptions of what I did with your mod. So this here is the input INI settings I had in the clean source config folder. So yes, for some strange reason I have two input INI files, and I don't even know why. But I'm showing you the long list here. This has all the stuff that was on your input, if you remember. And if you look at the bottom here, there's your information right there. Now this one and the next one I'm going to show you, I did not have to set the read only, but the INI input file that was located in the Windows No Editor in the previous clip that I showed you, I had to mark as read-only, because if I didn't mark it as read-only, then like my other INI files that I use for my server, they would be overridden and deleted. So I guess when you're playing single player, the only way you're able to utilize custom settings and game user setting and game INI and input INI is to mark them as read-only so the game does not override them. So as you can see here, where my mouse is, this is the stuff I copied and pasted in without the plus, and I also tried it without the plus in the previous clip that I showed you. It showed you it with pluses, but that was me trying it with and without pluses. But I left it with pluses. So this is the one in the clean source configs. The previous one was in Windows No Editor. And finally, this is my default input.ini. Repeat, default input.ini that is located in the shooter game configs folder. This was also your suggestion of the last solution that you suggested to me before. I kind of was a little rude, yes. I was just puzzled and flustered on the matter, because I mean, nothing I try works, and you don't seem to have the answers as the maker. But again, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so this is the default input.ini here. Again, I did not mess with this one any more than I mess with the other ones, with the exception of, which I'm about to show you here, these last 4 lines. Again, this was also not marked as read-only. So the only one that was marked as read-only was the one in Windows No Editor that you initially suggested, because if I don't mess with it, it'll literally remove this information. Like, it will not save. You have to mark all those files when you're playing single player as read-only, or the game overrides it. As soon as you start the application up, before you even get to the main menu, it's already gone. So this is these last 4 lines here. Again, your information directly copied. The only difference is I added a plus sign, as the guy in the comments suggested. So, and I had already tried this when you presented it to me last night. So yeah, that pretty much confirms this clip. I believe there's only one more after this one, and that'll be me. That's pretty much me saying the final one. But yeah, so yeah, man. I do apologize. I know I said that last clip would be the final clip, but I forgot. But I kind of got cut off as usual because it's bound to applications for what I was saying. Which, by the way, I am aware of things like Camtasia, but that costs money, and I don't feel like buying any extra software right now, because this computer I'm running everything on, it costed me $4,000 to get. So I don't exactly, and that was like 6 months ago, so I don't exactly feel like spending any money on anything else right now. So she works beautifully. Anyway, so as you saw in that last clip, and this will be the final one, it crashed. And what I have displayed here is the input.ini located in the Windows No Editor. These are the exact settings that I had set up. Now granted, this is the new input that was created when I pretty much backed up and deleted the other input along with my other INI config settings for my official server. So it doesn't have the history buffer and other stuff that was naturally put on there, because I didn't put any of that on there. The only thing I did to that input file that I uploaded for you to see on Pastebin was pretty much copy and paste what you see right here on this input one. So so it's basically the exact same settings, yet ironically, it crashes when it runs by itself, but it doesn't crash when I run it with um, the other mods that I'm using. Now, I installed this mod probably a day or two after you, um, I guess, uploaded onto Steam and started receiving comments. And like I told you before, I've been keeping an eye on the comments. And so that's obviously, it was obviously subscribed and installed before uh, you created the INI compatibility, which, mind you, I did unsubscribe and resubscribe last night even, and nothing worked. So I've already tried uninstalling and uninstalling and reinstalling through subscribing and unsubscribing, and it didn't work. So I don't know what's going on, dude. I mean, I'm not saying that your mod doesn't work, but as I just displayed in the previous clip, it does not work for me by itself. But yet it runs fine with the other mods. So I'm not sure if there's maybe a compatibility issue, or maybe if the previous version of your mod is still running on my other server. I don't know. But here's your proof. So I'm not talking out my ass, and I'm not trying to be a prick. I mean, I guess maybe I shouldn't expect you to know all the answers to your mod, but I guess I kind of did when I sent my other messages to you. So I hope this helps you understand. I mean, if you can figure it out, great. Worst case scenario, I guess I'll just have to go without it. Anyway, have a good rest of your day.